If you are 70 years old, stay quiet after disrespect. At 70 years old, you've seen it all. You've walked through decades of life's highs and lows, gathered wisdom through experiences, and earned every gray hair as a badge of honor. But even with all that life has taught you, there will be moments when someone, knowingly or unknowingly, disrespects you. It could come from a stranger, a coworker, or even from someone you love. In those moments, you might feel the urge to respond, to defend your honor, or to correct their ignorance. But let me tell you something. Silence, when used wisely, can be your most powerful tool. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect doesn't mean you're weak or that you're letting them win. It means you are choosing yourself, your peace, your dignity, and your wisdom over engaging in negativity. This article is about why staying quiet matters, especially at this stage of your life, and how it can transform the way you handle disrespect while preserving your hard-earned peace. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Wisdom speaks through silence. At 70 years old, your wisdom is a treasure shaped by decades of challenges, triumphs, and the countless lessons life has taught you. This wisdom allows you to see situations for what they truly are. Not every slight deserves a response. Not every rude remark deserves your energy. The world often confuses loudness with strength, but you know better. True strength lies in restraint, in choosing when to speak and when to stay silent. Silence at its core is a profound expression of wisdom. When faced with disrespect, it takes courage and clarity to step back instead of stepping into the fray. By staying quiet, you signal a depth of understanding that words could never convey. It says, "I have lived long enough to know this is beneath me." Silence doesn't mean you agree with what was said. It means you've chosen to respond in a way that preserves your peace and dignity. It is a decision to rise above. Think about the power of silence in your life. Reflect on moments when you remained quiet in the face of rudeness, only to see the other person falter in their conviction. People who act disrespectfully often expect a reaction. They are braced for conflict, eager to defend themselves or escalate the situation. But silence disarms them. It forces them to confront their behavior, often making them feel the sting of their own words more than any comeback ever could. Wisdom isn't just knowing when to speak, it's knowing when not to. Silence gives you control over yourself and the situation. It ensures that your emotions don't dictate your actions. This level of composure is not always easy to achieve, but it is the hallmark of a person who truly understands the value of peace. You have nothing to prove, and that in itself is liberating. 2. Choosing your peace over their chaos. At this stage in life, peace is not just a desire, it's a necessity. You've lived long enough to know how precious it is to feel calm and centered, free from unnecessary drama. When someone disrespects you, it can feel like an invitation to chaos, a pull into their storm of negativity. But you have a choice. You can engage or you can protect your peace. And let's be clear, protecting your peace is not a sign of weakness, it's an act of profound strength. Disrespectful people often want a reaction. They thrive on the energy they pull from others, using conflict to validate their own anger, insecurity, or unhappiness. When you choose not to respond, you deny them that satisfaction. You create a boundary that says, your negativity stops here. This doesn't mean you're ignoring what happened. It means you're prioritizing your well-being over their need for attention. Imagine your peace as a garden you've spent years cultivating. You've tended to it with care, planting seeds of joy, watering relationships that nurture you, and removing the weeds of negativity. Allowing someone's disrespect to provoke you is like letting them trample through that garden. Instead, your silence becomes a fence, a quiet but firm barrier that protects everything you've worked so hard to build. By choosing silence, you remind yourself that you are not responsible for someone else's behavior. You are responsible only for your response, and silence is a powerful response. It tells the world that you value your energy and that you won't let anyone take it from you lightly. This is not avoidance, it's self preservation. It's saying, I refuse to let you pull me into your chaos because my peace is more important than proving a point. In the end, choosing your peace over their chaos isn't just about the moment, it's about the life you want to live. At 70, you deserve days filled with joy, contentment, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing you are in control of your life. And sometimes, the best way to protect that is to stay quiet and let the storm pass. 3. Teaching through silence. At 70, you've become a living library of lessons. Your experiences, wisdom, and resilience have shaped the person you are today. And whether you realize it or not, you're constantly teaching those around you. Every action, every word, or lack thereof, is a lesson for others, especially in how to navigate challenges with grace. Silence, though subtle, can be one of the most powerful lessons you offer. When you encounter disrespect and choose to remain silent, you're demonstrating something profound, the ability to rise above. You show others, especially the younger generations, that dignity is not found in petty arguments or heated exchanges, but in restraint. People are always watching, your children, grandchildren, friends, and even strangers. When they see you maintain your composure, they learn that there is strength in patience and honor in self-control. Silence doesn't just teach others how to handle conflict, it teaches them about self-worth. By refusing to engage, you're sending a clear message. I value myself too much to waste energy on negativity. That kind of confidence is rare and it leaves an impression. The people who love and respect you will notice your example, and even those who disrespected you will feel the weight of your quiet dignity. But here's the real beauty of teaching through silence. It's not about proving anything to others. It's about showing them what peace looks like. In a world that often rewards loudness, your silence can become a beacon of calm, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Through your quiet strength, you teach others not only how to handle disrespect, but also how to value their own peace above the noise of the world. 4. Understanding the source of disrespect. Disrespect at its core is rarely about you. It's a reflection of the other person's inner turmoil, a mirror of their own struggles, insecurities, and frustrations. At 70, you've likely encountered enough people and situations to recognize this truth. Hurt people hurt people. And while this doesn't excuse their behavior, understanding it can help you let go of the sting their words or actions might cause. Think about the times someone has disrespected you. Were they angry, stressed, or overwhelmed? Perhaps their behavior was a projection of their own unhappiness, their inability to deal with life's challenges. When you view disrespect through this lens, it becomes easier to detach from it emotionally. You see it for what it truly is, a reflection of them, not a measure of your worth. This perspective doesn't make the disrespect less hurtful, but it does give you the power to choose how you respond. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, you can step back and say, this isn't about me. That understanding allows you to stay grounded, to preserve your inner peace. It's not about letting them off the hook. It's about refusing to let their chaos become yours. When you understand the source of disrespect, you begin to feel compassion, not as an act of forgiveness, but as an acknowledgement of their humanity. Life has taught you that everyone is carrying a burden you cannot see. And while their behavior may be unacceptable, it doesn't have to define how you feel or how you respond. In choosing not to take their disrespect personally, you free yourself. You let go of the need to defend yourself or prove your worth because you know who you are. Their words or actions cannot diminish the value of a life well lived. And in that understanding, you find the strength to stay quiet, to let their negativity bounce off you, and to walk away with your peace intact. 5. The strength to let go. At 70, life has taught you that holding on to pain, anger, or resentment is like carrying a heavy bag on a long journey. It doesn't serve you, and it slows you down. Letting go isn't about pretending something didn't happen or denying the hurt. It's about choosing freedom over the weight of negativity. And sometimes, silence is the first step toward that freedom. Letting go requires strength. It's not easy to release the urge to correct someone, to defend yourself, or to demand an apology. But when you choose to let go, you're telling yourself, I value my peace more than I value being right. And that's a lesson it often takes decades to learn. You understand that clinging to the moment of disrespect only binds you to it, allowing it to take up space in your mind and heart that could be filled with joy, love, or gratitude. Silence is your way of saying, this doesn't control me. It's a conscious decision to release the situation into the wind, trusting that the truth has a way of revealing itself in time. Letting go doesn't mean you condone the disrespect or that you're weak. It means you've chosen not to let someone else's behavior define your day, your mood, or your life. Think about the power of walking away, carrying nothing but your dignity and self-respect. You've lived through enough to know that time has a way of putting things in perspective. The sting of disrespect fades, but the peace you maintain by letting go becomes a lasting part of who you are. It's not about what they did, it's about who you choose to be in response. Letting go is not just strength, it's wisdom in action. 6. Setting boundaries without words. There's a quiet power in setting boundaries without ever raising your voice. At 70, you've learned that the most profound statements are often the ones unspoken. Silence can establish a boundary far more effectively than words, especially when it comes to disrespect. It's not about ignoring the behavior. It's about making it clear that you won't engage in it. When someone disrespects you, they're testing your limits, whether they realize it or not. Responding in anger or frustration only invites them to push further, but silence creates an undeniable line in the sand. It says, I see what you're doing, but I will not lower myself to your level. In that silence, you take back control. You refuse to let them pull you into a game that you have no interest in playing. Setting boundaries through silence is a powerful form of self-respect. It allows you to maintain your composure and your peace while showing others that you have no tolerance for disrespect. Over time, people learn how to treat you based on how you react or don't react. Your silence becomes a signal, I will not engage with negativity. And the beauty of this approach is that it requires no explanation, no justification. It simply is. But boundaries aren't just about keeping disrespect out. They're also about keeping your peace in. At this stage of life, you understand how valuable your time and energy are. You've earned the right to spend them on things and people that uplift you. Silence is a way of prioritizing yourself, of protecting the life you've built. It's not just a boundary, it's a statement of self-worth. By choosing silence, you're showing others and yourself that you deserve respect, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. And that quiet confidence speaks louder than any words ever could. 7. The long game of silence. At 70, time has shown you the power of patience. You've learned that not every conflict needs to be resolved in the moment, and not every slight needs to be addressed immediately. Silence, while it may seem passive, plays the long game. It allows truth to emerge naturally, without the heat of anger or the cloud of emotional reactions. By staying silent, you're not avoiding the issue. You're letting time do what it does best, reveal the bigger picture. Silence doesn't mean you've let someone off the hook. It means you trust that their actions will speak for themselves, far louder than any rebuttal you could make. Those who repeatedly disrespect others will eventually expose themselves for who they are. You don't need to fight every battle because over time, the truth has a way of coming to light. Think about the impact of your silence on those around you. When you remain composed, others take notice. They see your ability to rise above petty conflicts, to let go of small minded behavior, and to prioritize your integrity over a fleeting victory. This is the long game of silence, building a reputation of strength and grace that leaves a lasting legacy. It's not always easy. There will be moments when you feel the urge to respond, to set the record straight, or to defend your honor. But the wisdom of 70 years reminds you that restraint is not weakness, it's strength. By choosing silence, you are investing in a future where your actions and character speak louder than any words you could say. The rewards of this patience may not be immediate, but they are enduring. 8. A reflection of your character. How you respond to disrespect says more about you than it does about the person being disrespectful. At 70, your character has been shaped by decades of experiences, choices, and values. Every reaction, every word, every silence is a reflection of who you are. When you choose to stay silent in the face of disrespect, you are saying, I know my worth and it is not up for debate. Silence doesn't mean you are powerless. It means you are powerful enough to remain unshaken. It's a quiet declaration of confidence, a reminder to yourself and to others that you don't need to lower yourself to someone else's level. At this stage of life, you've earned the right to let your character speak for itself. You've built a life of meaning and integrity, and one moment of negativity cannot undo that. By choosing silence, you're not just responding to the moment, you're affirming your lifelong values. You're showing that dignity, respect, and grace are not negotiable, no matter the circumstances. Your silence becomes a shield, protecting you from the toxicity of the world while reflecting the strength of your inner self. Think of the people who have influenced you most in your life. Chances are, it wasn't their words, but their actions, and often their restraint, that left the deepest impression. When you remain silent in the face of disrespect, you become that example for others. Your quiet composure teaches those around you what it means to live with integrity. Ultimately, silence is not about them, it's about you. It's about holding on to the values you've spent a lifetime cultivating and refusing to let anyone else dictate your behavior. At 70, you know who you are. And that unshakable knowledge is what makes your silence so powerful. It's not the absence of words, it's the presence of character. 9. Protecting your health and well-being. At 70, you've come to understand one of life's most valuable truths. Peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Your well-being, physical, emotional, and spiritual, has become a priority. And in moments of disrespect, when someone's words or actions threaten to disrupt your calm, your response matters not just for your dignity, but for your health. Silence in these moments is not just a choice, it's an act of self-care. Conflict, even in small doses, can take a toll on your body. Elevated heart rates, tension in your muscles, and the mental exhaustion of replaying an argument over and over. All of this adds stress to your life. And stress, as you know, is not something you take lightly. At this stage, your body deserves the kindness of calm, not the chaos of conflict. Silence is your way of shielding yourself from unnecessary strain. It's a decision to protect the inner sanctuary of your peace. But this is not just about avoiding harm. It's about nurturing the best version of yourself. When you choose silence in the face of disrespect, you create space for reflection, healing, and clarity. Instead of letting someone else's negativity take root in your mind, you let it pass by like a storm that cannot touch you. Your silence becomes a form of emotional resilience, reminding you that you are in control of your response, no matter how others behave. Silence is also an affirmation of your priorities. At 70, you've earned the right to focus on the people and experiences that bring you joy, not those that drain your spirit. Every time you choose to stay quiet in the face of disrespect, you're saying, I value my health, my peace, and my happiness more than this moment. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And here's the beautiful truth: when you protect your well being, you become a source of strength for others, your loved ones, your friends, and even those who may not know you well will see the calm and steadiness you bring to life. Your silence becomes an example, a quiet but profound reminder that protecting your peace is one of the most powerful things you can do, not just for yourself, but for those who look to you for guidance. In choosing silence, you're choosing a life where your health and well being take precedence over fleeting moments of conflict. You're affirming that your body and mind are too precious to be burdened by the weight of someone else's negativity. And in that choice, you find not just peace, but the strength to continue living with grace and purpose. 10. Finding freedom in silence. At 70, freedom takes on a new meaning. It's not just about what you've gained in life, but also what you've let go of: the need for approval, the weight of others' judgments, and the impulse to react to every slight. Freedom is found in the moments when you choose silence, not as an absence of response, but as a deliberate act of self preservation and self respect. Silence is liberating. It frees you from the emotional chains that disrespect seeks to impose. When someone disrespects you, their words or actions are often a bid for control, a way to pull you into their negativity, to make you question your worth or your place. But silence breaks that chain. It says, I am not defined by your behavior, and I will not be tethered to your chaos. Choosing silence is choosing to walk away lighter. You're not carrying the burden of arguments that could have been, nor the stress of proving your point to someone who may never understand. Silence allows you to step away with your head held high, knowing that your dignity remains intact. It's a gift you give to yourself, the gift of freedom from unnecessary conflict. In silence, you also discover a deeper connection with yourself. You learn to trust your own judgment, to know when speaking would serve you and when staying quiet is the wiser path. This self awareness, cultivated over a lifetime, is a hallmark of true freedom. You're no longer a prisoner to reactive emotions or the need to explain yourself to others. You've earned the right to decide how and when to engage, if at all. But the freedom of silence isn't just about what you avoid, it's about what you create. In the space left behind by conflict, there is room for peace, for joy, for the things that truly matter. Every moment spent in quiet reflection or with loved ones is a reminder that your time is far too precious to waste on negativity. Silence doesn't just free you from the past, it opens the door to a future filled with meaning and fulfillment. At 70, you've reached a place where your silence isn't just a response, it's a declaration. It says, I am in control of my life. I choose what deserves my attention, and I will not be drawn into anything that disrupts my peace. That kind of freedom is rare and powerful. It's a reflection of the wisdom you've gathered and the life you've built. So, when you choose silence, know that you are choosing more than just a moment of quiet. You're choosing yourself, your freedom, and your right to live without the weight of others' negativity. And in that choice, you'll find a strength and serenity that is unshakable. Conclusion: the power of silence as your legacy. As you stand on the foundation of 70 years of life, consider the legacy you are building, not just in the physical or material sense, but in the way you navigate the world and leave your mark on those around you. Silence in the face of disrespect is not a retreat. It is a testament to your wisdom, resilience, and profound understanding of life. It says, without uttering a word, that your peace, your dignity, and your well-being are not up for negotiation. Every moment of silence is a choice to honor yourself, to preserve the calm you've worked a lifetime to cultivate, and to refuse entry to negativity that seeks to disrupt it. It is a lesson to others, a quiet but powerful example of what it means to live with grace, strength, and intention. Your silence is not passive. It is an active declaration that you value what truly matters: your inner peace, your health, and your sense of self. Remember, silence doesn't mean you haven't been hurt, nor does it mean you condone the behavior of others. It means you choose not to be controlled by their actions. It's about owning your narrative, deciding how you will respond or not respond, and stepping away from conflict with your integrity intact. At 70, your time is far too precious to spend on pettiness or drama. You've reached a stage where wisdom outweighs impulse and where peace outweighs the temporary satisfaction of proving a point. By choosing silence, you are affirming the value of your years, your lessons, and your journey. Let your silence be your strength, your shield, and your sanctuary. Let it remind you and everyone around you of the depth of your character and the breadth of your wisdom. In a world that often rewards noise, your silence will speak volumes. And as it does, you will find yourself living in a way that honors the life you've built, a life of dignity, resilience, and unshakable peace. Your silence is not the end of the conversation. It is the mark of a life lived with intention and grace. Let it be the legacy you leave behind. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.